Okay, everyone, good evening. We are on to our third live draw of the series, right? So here we go. Let's start my camera over here and get my drawing board up too. Okay, good evening, everyone. Let's see, Cyrilla's already here in our space. So what are we doing tonight? I got a whole bunch of commissions to finish and other pieces that still aren't done. I got all those fan art pieces done, but I don't know. Everybody wants to, oh yeah, I finished that hand from last week, by the way. Hi, Cyrilla. Okay. So I don't know. I might start with a warm-up today. Actually show some drawing without spending too much time setting things up and going over all my whatchamacallit plans. I have of course Terrificon coming up. Hi Cyrilla. You are making it very difficult right at the opening. I accidentally put a what was it, a cat sound going up when before I started it, so you know, there she was right in there with us. All right, so let's get going here. First things first, right? Like I said, I haven't finished drawing on this live stream yet, and she's probably gonna pull up that the whatchamacallit here. Yeah, lady, thank you very much. All right, well, she might pull down that camera. I don't know, because she keeps hitting the cord that it's attached to. All right, so let's get going. I figure best way to start a live stream drawing, right, is maybe doing something that I know pretty well. And of course, Chadiana happens to be one of those things, being my main character for my main series, right? So anyway, let's see. Cyrilla's not going to let me work, is she? No, she wants to chew on my pencil. It's always what it is, right? Okay, so here we go. Oh, you're actually on the other camera right now. They can see you. They can see you moving around. And the tail. All right. So let's get started here. We will see if people actually show up. We still got that where it's a little bit hard to see, right? And I don't know if it's because some of the lights make it very difficult, but I also draw light, or maybe I just need to move this camera in still some more. We will see. Let's bring it down a bit, right? This one, that's where I need to move it, not this. Nope. I'm about to lose my light if I don't fix this quick. Alrighty. Well, let's see if I can get it closer to the paper so that it is easier to see here. Let's go. Yeah, I think that works a lot better. All right, so, right, I believe so. Whoops, almost knocked it out. All right, let's see. I'm still getting the hang of this, as you guys can see. Yeah, I don't know why it washes out so much on that paper space over there, you know. All right. But eventually you'll start seeing lines coming down as this goes. Cyrilla's over there playing with all of the pens that I got stashed over there. I hope it's that one I need, lady. Okay. So I got an idea. let's have it look like she is moving through an area and is considering drawing her sword from its sheath. Right? So yeah, as I've said in other streams, I'm very messy when I start out. I just basically am doing a gesture drawing, which I think was the word that I forgot last time. Putting all the lines down, which, you know, I don't know why the angle or the light seems to get that washed out. Maybe if I move this a little bit. But yeah, it just starts out as a gesture drawing. I got the basic feel for the positioning and, you know, structure of the drawing before I move on to any details, you know. And again, it's one of those things where I'm always trying to tell my students, do this first. And, you know, I was young once too. I know what it's like to just want to start the drawing immediately. Anyway, so let's see. Just going to be reaching over. Maybe it is possible that head's going to come down a little bit, but we'll move it in a moment. Let's see how this goes, right? And here we are. Anyway, it is 8 o'clock, right? Yeah, it seems to be. I haven't seen anyone moving into the chat yet, but that doesn't mean that somebody's not watching or that somebody's not on their way. And if they're not, that's why these videos re-upload on YouTube, which is on the screen right now. That's my YouTube channel. But I might as well move over to this because I always like mentioning all my Patreon supporters, at least tiers 2 and 3. Right, those are the ones that get the shout outs and published work, and right now on my live stream too. I suppose if I start, well, I plan on doing YouTube videos, right? They'll probably get credits in those as well. It's something I keep exclusive to Patreon, even though I have only run one right now outstanding Kickstarter specifically for Chadiana. My main comic character. That one is whatchamacallit. I don't do I didn't offer names and things on the Kickstarter just because I feel like Patreons are the people that are supporting constantly, so they should probably have the most the most benefits and special benefits like that, like getting their names and credits and stuff like that. Anyway, so we're moving along here. All right, so if she's reaching across, she probably is going to be more over here with it, right? And this hand has to be down here to actually hold the sheath. So yeah, let's have her hand actually on there. This is what I mean by gesture drawing. I'm only like putting down the basic, like the basic structure of things. I'm not even like erasing yet any lines that just don't need to be there because, you know, I might still need them. But now about this point, I probably want to erase so that that pose is a little bit more noticeable. It's funny, I'm having to draw just a little bit darker sometimes for this live stream just because it really doesn't show up well. Yeah, Sorella, it can just be you and me in the studio. All these videos are coming together, right? I wouldn't say that Chadiana has huge hips, but she certainly is a female, so it's necessary for her to have them. Anyway. It's a funny thing. I'm drawing Chadiana right now, and I've done a couple of whatchamacallit, Red Sonja fan arts at this point. Wouldn't mind working on that property. I've actually always had an interest in it, even though I hadn't read much of it. I guess about the time that I was creating Chadiana, I actually had a Red Sonja piece in a sketchbook that I put out. Anyway. Okay, so this hand can be about there. Sometimes you got to practice on yourself a little bit so you know exactly your positions are. You're going to be holding it, so that's going to put this here and that there. Right, makes sense now. All right, cool. Alrighty. Slowly but surely coming together here. Our Chadiana piece, might as well write it there. I know I'm really behind on some of the Chadiana artwork and such, but where is it? I'll do it another time. But yeah, there are more issues coming out. I still am working on a con which is an invented, constructed language, right? A con for just one page, that whole book, but it's just like everything else. I seem to get a little bit, how do I put it, indecisive about some decisions I want to make, right? And then that turns into not getting the work done as fast as I would otherwise like it to be done. Anyway. Yeah, I'm just going to have more of an upward look there, right? Makes sense. Yeah. Arms are a little big, but we'll chip them down. Sometimes it's almost like I wouldn't compare it to sculpture because I'm not very good at it, but really it can be a little bit like that where you're just kind of cutting down some of the blocks, almost like chiseling it out of stone, trying to get just the right features and placements of things and such, you know. But anyway, here we go. All right. So it's about this point where I really start drawing the whole thing, right? Anyway, like I said, a little big on the shoulders there. Little big. Because again, Chadiana is built, but not, something is a little out of whack there. It happens though. Probably her hips are still a little too big. For her at least, right? So yeah, let's see. That would be down this way, right? Like that facing up. Those hands coming this way. Okay. Now I need to see what I'm doing over there. It's one of the first times I'm actually concentrating considerably on one of these live stream drawings. I keep moving it over to the side. Anyway, all right. Probably was a good idea to start with something I knew more on one of the first two live streams, but you know, that's all right. I don't mind. Got to get into a flow with these things anyway. Something about that still not working there. Well, because yeah, it would just like cut across there, right? Wouldn't it? That's why it's not working. She really has to be across her body at that point just to get at that sword. Even my hands just start out as these little blocks. And yeah, Chariana has abs. Well, for her, I mean, she's just a wandering swordswoman who fights a lot. Probably doesn't get probably doesn't eat as much as she burns off in life. So, you know, that would be the reason for it. Usually block things out pretty broadly and then again chisel it down as I go. Sorry, I seem to have a notification on my phone. Put up all those, well, I still have one more actually, fan art. I was putting up fan art today that was colored by a bunch of people. One Spawn, one regular Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch Ghost Rider, and one Ghost Rider 2099, colored by different friends of mine and acquaintances. And each of those, I have the original wings for sale, which I'll have at my conventions, and also, actually, you know what, though? It might be cooler if something was sneaking up behind her. And she's just kind of looking back over her shoulder. But just subtly, you know. Yeah, at the best of times, like I think I've said once on a live stream, I prefer to hold my pencil out where I'm not like way down on the point of the pencil. Honestly, like, it keeps me from making too dark of lines, which of course, in this case, you know, I have to be a little bit more conscious of because the lighting is not perfect for this. I'm not sure what will change it for the better. I gotta just play with different lighting setups, but I'm still working all this out. As I keep saying, like a broken record. Anyway. Okay, right. Reaching across. Right. For her sword. That one. How is that going to look exactly? You know? On there. Right. Pretty much got it where it needs to be. I guess that sun, though, really gets turned downward. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about the humming. I just can't help it. Usually I have something playing in the background. Not always music, though. I haven't listened to a lot of YouTube while I'm, yeah, and I'll fix this up later. But see, I just kind of block all that in. If you can get an idea, it's just really, really simple stuff on the features and everything, just so that it, maintains a simple look. I don't know. Let's see. Reason of it. I mean, it washes me out more, but it might be better for the artwork. I'm not sure. We'll see. Oh, don't want to do that, though. I want to keep the camera right on it where we can see it. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, moving on. Wonder what would be in the back of her. We'll have to figure that out as we go. Problem is that one's all in the back there. And as you can see, I really do like the more angular style. I always have, though. I identify with it more. I tend to like angular features on people. All around, it's just stylistically and just aesthetically, it's something I like. Which is funny because I really like a lot of old things too, older Victorian and even Indian architecture and stuff like that. And that stuff definitely isn't very angular. For the most part, it has a lot of loops and other sort of curved forms in it, but can start getting an idea of how she's looking. Anyway, it's a good thing I had a warm up too. I think the first two live streams I just was not drawing as much in the studio those days. I had other work that had to get done, and I kind of left it for the live stream. But it's a little better to do it this way. Right. Have some art time before I get in here, and then it seems like my laptop thing is running very hot right now. Maybe. I keep moving the lights only because I know, like, on camera, it's a little hard to see me. But maybe if I get the lights into a better spot, the artwork will become easier to see. That's a weird light, but again, we will figure this out as time goes on. Live streams will eventually have the right lighting for them. Anyway, yeah, she's starting to get like a look in her face, but obviously we're not done with that yet. And I move the camera again, which is making it a little tough. I know, all these weird things that happen because I'm playing around with my setup still while I'm doing all this extra. I wonder though, it's not actually wonder if is my microphone? Oh yeah, my microphone is working. The only way I can really see is if I turn my camera off and see that little glow, because I don't have my sound on my computer. It keeps me from getting any feedback while this is going. Anyway, let's see. Where are we? I seem to have in the drawer, right? Yes, in the drawer. That's my. I'm sorry. Should be doing this on camera, so at least there's some action going on the screen, right? My pencil isn't moving. Something should be besides my lips. All right, there we go. Really good stuff. I'm gonna open my can seltzer. Take a drink of that. Wow. All right. Something will be back here creeping behind her. We'll figure that out in a second. Anyway. On to Chadiana. All right, so. I'd say people are going to think I don't know how to draw anything else except I just posted all that fan art. I was doing the headshots for a bit, but I'm glad I'm not doing them anymore. Still on request, of course, but they were a quick way of getting some fan art on the table, and now I want to do bigger and more substantial pieces. So, and I really, really, really need to get back to Chadiana as well. I miss working on it, and it's had too many false starts and hiccups along the way, because while it wasn't a major factor along the way, but I do think COVID had some effect on it, like it did on a lot of projects. But I wouldn't say that's the biggest factor in the slowdowns. A lot of it's just my own neuroticism, which is what I like to tell people, but it's true. Anyway. Move those legs a little bit so that she really looks like she's ready to draw that sword. Like her weight is in the right spots. All right, so let's see now. Should have done that before I started drawing it out, but whatever. Okay. That's about the only time I'll use like real circles, and then I wind up turning them into squares anyway, or angular shapes, I should say. But yeah, it's when I'm like going around a figure and I want to make sure like it properly loops. Yeah, Chadiana does have her slightly tight skirt, and over which is this like draping cloth. All right, let's see how that's looking so far. Better. My chin keeps getting in the way of the camera when I lean forward too much, but I like just checking to make sure the actual screen looks okay. And even though I got my phone here recording the actual drawing process, I can't see the screen that well because of the whatchamacallit, because the light shining on it. Whereas if I lean forward, because I'm nearsighted, and I don't wear my glasses when I'm drawing because I don't need it for that. I can see the screen better. I think, what was it, last week I posted something about, or was it yesterday? I posted something about red maca having an effect on Chadiana's design, and it wasn't the two reasons that would be the obvious ones, right? But I meant maybe her hair, because she had that just wild. I mean, her hair is more about like the top part, but she had her long flowing ponytail and everything, and I kind of liked that design when it came to making Chadiana a character. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting a little bit closer. Whenever I do like tiny detail, that's when I'll grip close, and that tends to be on facial features and maybe tiny textures and stuff. But generally speaking, no, I'm not doing stuff like this. Now, I personally like really defined eyelids under and over, but some people don't put a lot of definition in the eyes. I feel like that's more of an anime thing, though I don't know. I guess maybe it's had an effect overall, but it's not something I like to do. I really like defined features, big noses, thick eyebrows, all the stuff that really stands out. It's a big reason why Chadiana's designed the way she is. Her chin's just looking a little too strong. Happens sometimes. I almost work from like this generic framework when I'm working on a character, and then that eventually, like I said, kind of gets structured down into something less generic and less bulky in some cases. So yeah, anyway, so this top part, even though it's been so well designed, it's kind of gone through a weird transition in my mind, because at first it was supposed to be cloth on the bottom and metal on top, but then I realized, like, how the hell would that work? And so I wanted to make it a single piece, but then that required either all of it being cloth or leather, like leather armor, because, when I first designed Chadiana, she didn't have much armor except for that left arm. Anyway, got one viewer right now. Wonder who that is. Say hello or stay anonymous. Anyway. Yeah, I'm moving along at a good clip this time around. Last two live streams, I was not right into drawing. I think part of it is, like, I still haven't decided beforehand what I'm going to work on. And I think the first one I was considering inking, and then everybody wanted me to draw. So then I kind of switched gears. And yeah. Now, it's an interesting thing while I'm at it. On Tatiana's, whatchamacallit, her scimitar, right? So the way those handles actually work is if your knuckles were right here, right? I know that's like very basic. I'll hold it up to the camera. So yeah, if your knuckles were right there on a sword, right? Regular Western swords are just like that T shape, right? Of course. But as a kind of guard, right, to keep the guard from hitting the wrist, and I guess to kind of like guard the knuckles and the hand, the actual frame of how that handle is like that. You know, you can't have the upper guard here. I mean, the guard curling upward in the front and the guard curling downward in the back, because then, and the same thing with this one, it'll start, if you were using any kind of wrist dexterity while moving your sword around, you would start catching it on your wrists. Actually, I once had a sword. It was, for display purposes, but whatever. I was young. I was still like kind of trying to practice with it, but I did have these pieces that kind of stuck downward. And man, they would just like cut up my knuckles like crazy because, you know, obviously, as I later learned, that kind of design is not conducive to any sort of wrist movement whatsoever. Of course, you know, there's a lot of sword techniques and schools that limit the amount of wrist movement. I don't know if that's true of fencing, because I've never done fencing, but a little bit of research and self-taught practice I've done with other things. Actually, if my friend Bijan was here, you could probably really talk a lot about it. Well, Gary Cohn as well. He taught fencing for a while. Anyway, yeah. Just moving right along here. Sometimes I like putting little straps along her stomach there, especially for like her daggers if I'm going to put them there. But not always. There are times when I leave it alone. Anyway, yeah. She does have, I don't want to call them sideburns, but she does have hair that dips down that way, yeah. Typically, I don't actually. I know I just did it the opposite direction, but usually when I'm doing hair, I tend to move the pencil around the shape of the head. Actually, I do that a lot, even when I'm shading, like just the shape of things, putting the shading in the direction that the whatchamacallit, like if I was going to shade here, I would, really throw the lines down at the angle that the form was moving. It helps me define the form better in my mind and on paper. Plus, also, if I was going to leave something in pencil, it really keeps the shape better if you have, your lines going in the same direction as the form is, right? They're defining the form just by how they're laid on the paper, and I think that's a very useful artistic trick that not a lot of people use. Some people just, and I don't want to knock my friends, but there's nobody in particular, I don't mean, but, I'm just saying like comic artists, there's a lot of them that just will color in an area because it's like, well, that's supposed to be pure black, but I don't like doing that. Even when it's pure black, I still like to, even when I'm painting black in an area, right? Like, never mind pencil, even when I'm painting it, I still like to go with the form. I feel like I lose something if I don't. And then, I don't know, it's just starts looking kind of like you're scribbling with markers. No offense, people that do it differently. Maybe you like that look, and that's cool. I mean, it's valid. To some degree, I feel like, with art, the end justifies the means. So whatever way you like working, as long as, you get the result you want, doesn't really matter how you do it. It's just my preferred method. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, so this curves up in this direction. This one curves down in that direction. Okay, let's say Wandering Swordswoman Chadiana. Girl with the fire ring dies. That was a later moniker I gave her, but and actually, funny enough, this is a weird thing to spill on just a live stream, but Chadiana originally didn't have fire ring dies. The first publication of Chadiana, what became Chadiana number 0, she just had brown eyes. Just brown eyes, like what is, I guess, natural for people of Indian descent. And I eventually threw the fire in a later rendition, or a later, was it the 3rd edition, maybe? And it was about the time I was doing In the Company of Shadows with Rosarium. I don't know why, because there were other elements of her story that were already worked out, which actually Chadiana number 3 will reveal if I can ever get it out. But even though those things were in already worked out, the firing dies thing was a later addition to her. Wow, Cyrilla, that's kind of you. All those, whatchamacallit, hey lady, all of the whips into my face with your tail. Right. Yeah, you want to bite it. Of course you do. Of course you do. Because I want to use it, so you got to bite it. Anyway, here we go. Getting messages from people, but can't answer, man. I'm in the middle of a live stream. People are going to have to get used to that. It's funny how active and packed the first live stream was. And I'm not begrudging anybody anything because we don't expect people to always make it to a live stream, but it was like, I felt like it was everybody I knew throughout my entire life coming to that first live stream. And now we're at number 3, and not as many people in. That's okay though. Here we go. That hand looks pretty good. This part here, so yeah, I keep thinking like, right, so hand's gotta be a little further back, right? So that arm can't quite be, well, the armor can't be like that. Da-da-da. All right, so if her hand is here, right? Sometimes you gotta work backwards on these things. Go from the hand to the wrist, to the elbow, to the shoulder. That gives you a better idea of, right? Yeah. That makes a lot more sense to me. All right, there we go. That's another thing about her hair. Even though, whatchamacallit, I was posting about it earlier, like, it's very much got that, like, Spawn's cape kind of feel to it. I always had that in the back of my head where, I forget exactly what the quote was, but Todd McFarlane once said that he really didn't care to represent the, like, people were like, how long exactly is Spawn's cape? And it's like, he didn't care, whatever looked good for the panel. It's kind of how I always look at Chadiana's hair. It's long. How long? Whatever looks good for that particular scene. I don't know. Could be mid-back, could be down to her ankles. The world will never know. I guess unless I lucked out and there was some kind of live action, then they'd have to figure that out. What would be the most representative of her on the screen? Guess I should start working out whatever the hell is behind her, though, huh? Okay, good question. And since I don't have a huge amount of people in the live stream right now, I can't even take a poll on that. So we are going to figure it out on the fly. Okay, whoops. Sometimes that happens. Breaking that too much. With too much pressure. All right. So let's figure this out. Maybe this is someone thinking that they're gonna, whatchamacallit, sneak up on her. All right. My question is, what is it? What will it be? Trying to sneak up on Chadiana. We'll work out all the details, the features first. Get to that other part. Well, I guess we could do something. Yeah, I think I got an idea. Want to figure that out. Give it sort of a look at a Indian demon or whatever. Or live. I wonder, I'm not really seeing any comments coming up. I wonder if there's actually anybody commenting. Or there's just no one around. I don't know. That's not right. Fix that in a minute. I am just really curious over here. For whatever reason, I remember Mike Gracia talking about how he was not seeing any of the live chat. Oh, finally got a like on Facebook. There we go. Got it. Cool. No, I don't see anything in the live chat. Okay. Just curious. I haven't seen anything coming up on the comments, so wasn't sure if it just wasn't showing up. No pressure. Nobody's not got a comment at any point. But some people, I get the impression, just don't want to interrupt me because they just wanted me to draw the last time. Which I totally understand. That's fair for anyone to want to do. Just watch. I don't know. I'm not really certain about this guy's design, but we're going with it. I'm trying to go with like a more Indian demon look. They have those like really curved teeth. Make them look really creepy. Yeah. Gotta play around with those eyes a bit. Wait a second. Where's my level one? Eraser, I mean. Little eraser. Okay. Yeah, those eyes have to be. Ooh, you know what? I can have his tongue flickering out too. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, so yeah, I don't have this wrapping around his head, right? Some skulls up there and such. Yeah, alright, we're moving along. And that one, still don't like where that hand is. If he's sneaking around, right? For anyone coming in late to this, I've been working on this strictly during the live stream, so yeah, it is arguably a full piece of artwork getting done. Well, probably won't get done. Will I get to ink it when we got an hour left? It's possible. It's possible I'll ink it. Right. So he is moving along. Be cool to have some kind of background and stuff going too, but we'll see what we got time for. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out at some point. Anyway, yeah. Give me these little hooked eyebrows too. All those eyes are not matching up. Let's get some. I always like nose rings too, so they tend to be. That's another reason I liked working on it with more Indian, South Asian based comic. I got to use all these other I don't know how to put it. Not cultural, just design elements that I wouldn't use if it were just a straight up European fantasy story. I guess is how I would say it. Right. Just sitting here and drawing on a Tuesday night. Actually, when you get used to these live streams, I guess they can be pretty relaxing. Not sure how much the quieter ones will be good for the playbacks, but we'll see. Maybe they have more popular ones, I don't know. I'm still not loving that. Maybe the skull's not on the top. Just give him like an eye going there, right? And some interesting hair coming around his head. Might be nicer. Okay. I'm still going to stick with the skulls or shrunken heads here. Alright. This dagger needs more work. As does the hand holding it. Morphing into something completely different now. Okay. Yes, that is an eye, by the way. Don't worry. That arm looks a little short to me. It was supposed to be more foreshortened. Oh well. This is where we're at now. dagger ship a little too wide. Okay. And it really needs to move over to about there. I know Chris's are not really indigenous to India, but I just like the idea of doing one for this one. Okay. Go do 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 do. Something's having a fight outside. Animal, I mean. But not my cat. Cyrilla's safely inside. There we go. It's much better length. I guess it would be good if Chariana was carrying some from that. She had stolen from whatever this crypt is. I'll work that out. Watch, this will end up being another Chadiana story at some point. It could. Sometimes that's how these things start. Just a drawing. I still have drawings that are made of her that got nothing worked out for them other than drawing. Well, some basic ideas for a story from some of those drawings. I'll see, if I wasn't live drawing, this is one of those times when I would get impatient and actually start inking before I even finish some of the drawing, because I would just want to work her out and then finish in. But I'm going to keep going with the pencils. And then move over to that. Whatever the hell is going on over there, I'll figure it out. I'd love to know the area that they're in, but still haven't worked that out yet. Alright, so I don't know if these should be skulls. Maybe I'll just leave them as skulls. Or maybe like mummified human heads that are almost skull-like. One back there too. All these heads dangling from. I don't know how he would walk so well. Well, they're shrunken though, but still. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start inking because this is bothering the crap out of me now. All right. No, I still want to work out that hand. The amount of times gone back on this one. I don't know why I had something like this before. Well, the arm was too short. That's what it was. Work that out. All right. I think that's good enough. On to this. What do we got? 45 minutes left? I don't know if I'll finish inking it, but I can get started at least. Yeah, I do use this Pentel inking brush quite a bit. If I'm feeling a little underconfident, I won't start with it. I'll just go to one of my Microns or Zebra brushes, but feeling pretty warmed up at this point. So if I have to go like fresh into inks at the start of a day, I won't use this right away. And it's great for doing things like Chadiana's hair, because then I can really just get free with it. But yeah, even when I'm using a brush, I still keep a lot of these lines fairly angular. Should have had something up here already. Altered reality. A lot of times I'll keep these extra sheet of papers near me just so that when I accidentally do something like ink on the side I'm not supposed to, I'll just keep it under my hand to make sure that I don't smudge anything. Sometimes I do when drawing too, but I didn't really need it today. My angle here with this camera in the way is a little tough, but I'm managing okay. Gonna switch for a minute. Sometimes that also gets a little, how do I put it? The ink builds up on the edge, so I like to give it a rest. And really need a thinner piece for this bit here. Anyway. Yeah, but I switch back and forth when I'm drawing, or when I'm inking between different tools. So. Oh man, really gotta turn this a bit just because of this. It's very much in my way where it's sitting. I just want to make sure it's still on camera there. Some of the weird parts, I guess, of live stream drawing. You've got to be aware of where the camera is at all times and making sure that you can still see what you're doing with the. I don't know if anybody can hear that, but some dogs going off over something. All right, this is that earlobe is a little low. Anyway. This is the ear. No, this is the ear with that very tight set of beads. Originally it was a loose set, but then I realized that her fighting with a loose set of beads right on her ear would be not conducive to the traveling and fighting lifestyle of a wandering swordsman. I can still mess it up sometimes, but I really looked for a long time at like the inner shape of ears, and yeah, they change a little bit, but some of the standard spots there, I've picked up on a way to draw them so that they look a little bit more realistic and not so cartoony, but there's plenty of times where I mess that up. That's why I don't have to look it up for a ear, which is helpful because you draw people, you wind up drawing a lot of ears. Ears, eyes, mouths, noses. Hair, unless everybody you draw is bald or in a helmet. How could I be moving this paper so much if that friggin' camera wasn't right there? But what are you gonna do? Just checking the chat occasionally. Right. I don't know that that looks right, really. And once we get that part done, probably shouldn't have went so far out there. Completely out of nowhere tonight with this one. No exact plan behind it. Just decided that maybe I would draw Chariana this time on the live stream so that I wasn't scrambling looking for all kinds of reference. Let's see. Let's get back in here. All right, so. And got caught there for a second. It's funny though, I've always thought of this skirt as more like Egyptian looking than Indian, but then again, she's Indian inspired and not doesn't take place in a actual India. Back over. What did I do with it? There we are. 126. Normally I don't leave all those shavings there, but just for time's sake here. I don't know what I want to do with that buckle yet. I'm just a little angrier looking on the sketch was. Double checking the chat again. Although I gotta admit, when the chat is less active, I guess I'm moving a little faster. But like I said, I also was more warmed up today than on the previous 2 Tuesdays. Which is good, because I think this thumbnail that I made said something about, like, will I actually finish a drawing on a live stream this time, since the last 2 times I did. But, yeah, still getting used to this. I imagine that it's going to be a lot of fun. Not that it's not fun now, but I imagine it'll be really relaxing and comfortable once I get the hang of it. No. Let's see. Get back in here with this for a little bit. Just to get some of his hair. I mean, I could do it with the zebra pen, but honestly, if I can do it with the brush, the Pentel brush, it's going to be a lot quicker. And it's just a little bit more calligraphic than the zebra is. A lot of times I like to enclose with the brush pen as well. Thick lines, hair, clothes, just because it's more flowy. Doesn't always work out that way. But yeah, especially stuff in the foreground, like since Chadian was more in the foreground than this guy. I guess he could be a Rakshasa. But I would want her outlines, of course, to be a little bit more thick than his are. Anyway, all right. I also like my graphic one wedge. Actually, before I got into the zebra pens, this was one of my main pens to use, the graphic one micron. Just has a lot of versatility. It's probably not going to be thick enough. I'm going with the zebra pen. Oh, God. Right. I need that at the moment. I need this. Promise it's an eye, regardless of what it looks like. It's a third eye growing out of his forehead. I wonder if I actually started humming anything that was like copyrighted music, if YouTube would just flag it and they'd get a copyright strike on my YouTube channel. I don't know if that's true, but it'd be funny. Not that I want to try it out. Oh, close. Get those big old teeth from under his mustache. It's a problem with my design sometimes. I mean, I guess they're interesting, but sometimes it don't work out what it is in 3D when I'm just like doing a design. And you're like, how exactly does that work? How do these teeth, those big teeth, fit in beneath that big old mustache? Wouldn't they be curling it differently? Oh well. Probably why I'm not getting paid the big bucks. No, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. Happens sometimes. Just making sure that looks right, because I didn't really pencil that in all the way. There was a period of time where I was barely penciling anything, and I was just going straight over the loose pencils with things, but I just found sometimes I really need to do it where I add in the don't start yawning yet, JM. We got time on this live stream yet. Forgot about the bag that I was putting there. Oh well. Not going to make it into this one, Tatiana. He's going to have a bag there. Implying that she stole something, but from this guy, but hanged over the top of it. There are tricks I would use even if I was watercoloring this to make sure that I got the bag in, but it's not really necessary for this. I don't know why I draw so much stuff like wrapped up and bandaged. I don't know. Maybe it's because I like mummies or whatever. Not really sure. It's another one of those things you'll find in my art a lot. Bandage wrappings. Kind of harsh sewing lines. When something's like stitched up. Just gonna double check this. Huh. I was told that the typing in YouTube is not working. I wonder if it's working on Facebook. That is a weird thing. YouTube is not working. I wonder why that would be. I just want to go over there now again and see if there's anything on the live stream. That is so weird. 2 watching. I see that. But if I go over here, I'm like on a delay, I can see. Yeah, I don't see anything in the chat. That is so weird. Can I type in the chat? Why? Now, will it come up over here? Yeah, it did. I wonder why. I wonder why it's not working. I hope it's working over on Facebook. What a weird thing. Because the whole reason that this has been a silent broadcast is because, like, nobody can send a comment. It's all right. I get to live stream in quiet. No, it's no big deal. That's weird. Well, if your comments are trying to come through and they haven't been all night, all I can say is I'm sorry. I don't have any stock or control over Facebook and YouTube, or YouTube. Can't be and, because they're not really the same company. But yeah, so, you know, it is what it is. My comment went through. It's weird. Anyway. I have no idea what I drew behind her over there, but he is something. Like I said, maybe a Rakshasa. I really should start bringing more Indian myths and creatures. I mean, I do have ghouls in number 3, which is coming out, but ghouls are more Arabic in origin, from what I understand. I could be wrong, just based on my research. But if I remember reading, it's an Arabic word. Oh, man. Yes, that is a eyeball in his head. It is not something else. Do. It's too bad Steph's not here. He'd be asking all sorts of questions about what's going on with the guy's forehead, since he wants me drawing boobs all the time. I hate. I love Steph. I'm not hating on him at all. Do. Let's see. I don't know if I trust that tip at the moment. Yeah, it's a little bit dark. I don't even know where I'm going right now. Over here. All right. Like I said, sometimes I still got to do something in pencil. All right. Fingernails. That's her right arm, so it's not all covered up. Again, if I ever got number 3 out, I only got a little bit of a reveal on that. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's why I really finished the hilt of the sword. And that is why. But this is what I think I talked about it on one live stream before. Maybe it was the last one that I just sometimes I gotta start inking before I finish penciling. And a lot of it just has to do with stuff like this. Like I just want to get moving with things, and I don't mind blocking in some little part like this later. It's not going to mess me up too much. I guess occasionally it's bitten me in the butt, but typically no. Right? Actually, we gotta go this way. And with fingers. Okay. Right. Mentioned even others. Yeah, I don't know. Don't see any comments coming up on either screen. All right. Oh, yeah, this has to be on the front. I'll go in with thinner lines on the rest of that. Man, we're almost at 10 o'clock. I'm sorry for anyone that's been trying to use the chat if it hasn't been working. And if you haven't been using the chat, no worries. I don't mind. I just, it's a little different. Soup to nuts, though. Just about did all of this, except, well, yeah, haven't colored it, obviously, but that takes a little bit of time. For what it's worth, though, some of the artwork that I'm going to drop tomorrow, the colored artwork I did myself, and really, for me, there is no difference between time-wise computer coloring and coloring by hand, because I just got so good at it and used to doing it by hand that it's a pretty swift process for me, even though I'm mixing colors by hand too, because except for some basic colors, everything in there I mix on the fly. So I know it looks like a lot, but I basically buy my primaries in black and brown and I mix everything else. That is how I do it. I guess I can mix brown too, but I don't know. I really like some of the browns that you can buy in the bottles. There's a few of those lines that I have to clean up. Well, let's see. Lead source 2 spots. Yeah, Okay. So we could have it bouncing off of here. Right. Sometimes some of my favorite parts of drawing her is just doing this hair. Probably why I designed her with such long hair is so I would get to paint it so much. Or ink it, I should say. But I just thought it was a cool design. I'm not sure if this is running out of ink. I check it from time to time. I think it's getting a little low, but it seems like it's doing okay, right? See a Cirilla hair or two in there. She'll mess it up even without being here because her hair's getting everything. My watercolor palette has hairs in it. Sometimes I gotta wet the palette and then just like swirl out the Cirilla hairs. My cat, for anyone that's on a live stream, like who the hell is Cirilla? I could be wrong, but she's looking a little elongated to me. Oh well. It is what it is. I actually got through a live stream and just about finished it. Well, I finished drawing a piece, that's for sure. Just inking it. But I started getting ambitious, 2 characters and a background, and I don't know why I don't keep it more simple for these things, but we'll get there. Trial and error, figuring out what's going to work best in this format. There we are, just about 10 o'clock. Still no comments. Man, I hope those are working. It's a shame. It's a damn shame if people had things they wanted to say and I couldn't see them because comments weren't working. I hope StreamYard's not restricting them all of a sudden. Paid for a damn membership. I want to be able to get my comments while I'm here. Oh, we're just about there on that 10 o'clock, but I might be able to finish the hair in the next 3 minutes at least. Well, for anybody that watches this or watched it now or watches it in the replay, you have seen more or less what 2 hours work can be like for me. If I'm running pretty good and Cirilla doesn't interrupt me too much. She must be sleeping. I mean, she was up here in the beginning, but that cat is gone and not answering to anything right now. I guess I'm not talking that much, though, so she's probably not thinking that something exciting is happening. Maybe I won't get the hair finished. Oh, wow, only a minute's gone by. I don't want to get cocky, but sometimes I surprise myself. Typically, I don't go that hard on this brush pen, but if there's a big area, well, not a huge area, but a big enough area, I will just pull it a little wide and spread it out more so that it's bothering me that wasn't closed. I'll spread it out more so that it covers a bigger area without being too rough on the brush head. I mean, it's funny that I'm really rough on my watercolor brushes, but then when it comes to my pens and my brush pen, for inking, I've learned to be a lot softer with my touch. Probably should be with my watercolors too, but I don't know. Oh man, we have hit the mark, right? 10 o'clock. Okay, everyone. I'm going to keep inking while I do the ending of this thing, but yeah. I will be back next week at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If for some reason the chat wasn't working, hope it is next week. If not, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And yeah, if you watch this in the replay, there was something I was going to say about that. can't remember. Anyway, everyone have a good night. Have a good week. I got Terrificon this weekend, so if you are going to Mohegan Sun, you'll see me in Artist Alley at table H9, which is near the celebrity artist, but not a celebrity artist. Not yet. We'll see. We'll shoot for it. Actually, I do have a free table over at Wellsboro Comic Con, but I don't get invited to be a guest that often. Got to change that. Anyway, yeah. See you next week. Have a good night, and thanks for watching. Take care.